Hello, welcome to this presentation on innovation. Innovation is a term that's often misunderstood, yet it's so important for growth and success. So let's take a closer look. My name is Mark Johnson, and I've been an innovation leader for over 25 years. I've led information technology organizations, and I've also led and founded my own consulting firm that led engagements for prominent organizations around the world, such as those listed here. Today, I hope to share those experiences with you as to how we've implemented innovation in these organizations around the world. Let's start first by understanding innovation, the term. You can look innovation up in the dictionary or from Wikipedia, and they each have a lengthy definition of innovation. I prefer a very simple, straightforward definition. I believe innovation is defined as change that delivers value. Value is the key here. You must see value in that innovation in order for it to truly be innovation. Innovation is often confused with just new technology. But the reality is, you can implement new technology and it may not be innovative and it may not really be an innovative solution. So often we hear people talk about a new technology they're implementing, and at the end of the project they're disappointed in the technology. Well, the reality is the technology didn't really fail. There's probably other things that went into that initiative, such as poor planning, poor alignment with the business objectives, or other things that kept it from being properly aligned and from the stakeholders seeing value, which therefore was not in line with what they expected for innovation. So let's not confuse just simply implementing a new technology with innovation. They are different, and while technology can lead to innovation, it must create value in order to be innovative. Innovation is often confused with invention. Invention and innovation are not the same. If you look at the definition, innovation refers to the use of a new idea or a method, or again, change that creates value. Versus the definition of invention refers to more directly the creation of an idea or method itself. But you do not need to create it in order to be innovative. Sometimes it's a change in the process or the way it's been applied. But that is innovation, and it's different from inventing. So don't confuse innovation and inventing. They're different and have different purposes. A company that's a great example of innovation is Apple. Apple's had tremendous success with recent products, but none of them were truly an invention, but each of them were truly innovative. Let's look at some examples. First, the iPod. They didn't invent the first portable music player. Remember, the Sony Walkman and other devices had been around for many years. But Apple applied a unique way of procuring music and adding music to your devices, and other innovation that made their device truly unique and innovative, and therefore a huge success. The other device, the iPhone. Apple didn't invent the first cell phone, nor did they even invent the first smartphone, but they did make billions off of their innovative iPhone. How? Their unique approach to building applications for that phone, for adding applications to the phone, and other unique innovations that truly made the iPhone an innovation breakthrough and wildly successful. Another device, the iPad. Again, Apple didn't invent the first tablet. Tablets had been around for actually over 10 years. But Apple's unique approach to building a tablet made it innovative and far more successful. And many of the things were subtle. The weight of the tablet, the battery life of the tablet, Traditional tablets typically had a battery life of a couple of hours. Apple came around with a tablet, the iPad, that had a battery life of 10 hours. So again, don't necessarily need to invent the product, but you can make changes to it that adds value and make it truly innovative. Other examples can be found across almost every industry, from banking, photography, the way we procure music, as I just mentioned with the iPod, to bookstores and the way we now procure books. People traditionally went to bookstores and purchased their books. Now, Amazon and many others have added digital downloads of books that have radically changed the whole book industry. Other examples, travel. Typically, years ago, you'd have gone to a travel agent to book your arrangements. Today, most people go through an online site to book their travel arrangements. Movies. Now, instead of people purchasing or renting DVDs, there's multiple providers such as Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon to provide a digital download, and again, have radically changed the industry by being innovative, not necessarily inventing, but being innovative in the way that we procure services and products. So let's look at the reality about innovation. You are either being innovative or you're falling behind and you just don't realize it, because there's somebody out there in your industry or your space that is going to be innovative. So you either need to think about how you're going to be innovative or you're falling behind right now as we speak. If you don't do it, somebody else will. So innovation needs to be a priority in your organization and in your role. Let's take a look at typical approaches to business and which one will actually produce true innovation. 3 approaches are to lead, just to keep pace, or to react and play catch up. Reality is, though, only number 1, to lead, is truly innovation. Why? Because in this day, the change is so significant and rapid that if you're trying to keep pace, you will always be falling behind. And that will put you in level 3, which is if you are reacting and playing catch up, you are never going to be truly innovative. So the only viable approach is to be a leader, to be an innovation leader. Another key point to understand about innovation is only an advantage for a window of time. You must continue to innovate in order to create the next window. Why? Because when you innovate, you have a unique change or a unique value for that period of time. But once that change is met by other competitors in the industry, they catch up and they have comparable solution, you lose your differentiation, you lose your advantage. So you must continue to innovate. You cannot just make an innovative solution and stop. Can you imagine if Apple had just made the first iPhone and said, there's a great innovative phone, and never created the next one? Eventually other phones caught up, but luckily Apple continued to create future innovative phones, continue to give them that window of advantage against the competitors. So remember, innovation is an ongoing process. You must continue to innovate, and innovation will only be good for a certain window of time. Let's give you an example of this. Walmart, very innovative company. They didn't invent the retail discount store. They started with very little funding, but they revolutionized the industry. And they had a significant advantage in their marketplace for many years. But along came a new competitor, Amazon. Amazon applied new processes, new techniques that allowed people to procure products that poses now a significant threat and competitor to Walmart. This is causing Walmart to go back and rethink how they can be innovative again to better compete with new upstarts like Amazon that are now very strong in their market space. So you could be as dominant in the world as Walmart, but other companies will eventually be innovative and will pose a threat if you don't continue your quest for innovation. Keys to success. First, you need to understand your customer. Understand the customer and what they want. Remember, one of the most important points about innovation is value. In order to deliver value, you have to understand what your customer values. So start by understanding that customer and what they value. Second, understand the real opportunity. Often the customer may tell you what they think they want, but there may be a bigger opportunity surrounding what they've described. So look for the real opportunity, not just for the stated opportunity. Third, you must have real leadership. In order to drive innovation, you must have true leaders, not followers, not just managers, but true leadership. Fourth, timing. There's been many examples over the years of innovation that just wasn't timed properly for the market. The timing was not right for customers to see the value in that innovation. So you must have the proper timing. Secondly, timing is important as far as how long it takes you to come to market. The days of taking years to develop a product and come to market are gone. You must be able to move quickly and deliver that innovation quickly. Why? Back to our example a few slides ago where we talked about the window of opportunity. If you miss that window, your innovation loses its effectiveness. So timing and the delivery is very important. Fifth, this may seem funny to some people, but fail small and fail fast. Why? Because sometimes on innovations, it takes a trial and error approach. You try things and you modify it until it finds the right solution. So don't let that take a long period of time, and don't expend an exorbitant amount of money to find out that you need to make some modifications. So my advice is, if you're going to fail, fail small and fail fast. Then you can quickly understand your modifications and quickly make the changes and move in the right direction. In closing, I'll ask you this question. Is innovation in your future? So often people are concerned about the future and the uncertainty of the future. But please remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So please be an innovative leader and create innovative solutions, and you'll have a very successful future ahead. My name is Mark Johnson. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.